Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown along with Ryan Graham,
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber,
Hello.
and this is State of Atlanta.
Did you forget who I was?
I was trying to be funny, and then I realized that I'm not.
Fair enough.
So
I could have told you that if you just would have asked before we came on.
Well, we were running a little bit late. Finally, I was the one that was late.
That's weird.
I had to ask for the link like 5 minutes ago.
Well, here you are, and here we are, and this is what we're doing. So,
Woo!
for those of you that don't know, I have been in COVID quarantine since literally the last week's episode, and I'm at the Battery.
Nice
I was
hotel
like,
you're
above
at
a
there.
highway. I just heard like a motorcycle go by or something.
Yeah, I'm outside of actually 680, the fans radio station right here. No one's working. They haven't worked all week.
Well, I guess there's nothing going on, right? I mean, you can make all that automatic if you want, right?
There's a lot of bowl games going on. You figure they'd be talking about that crap.
Yeah, but none of them are Georgia State anymore, so who cares?
Yeah, so let's talk about that bowl game. That was awesome, right?
Hell yeah.
Was an awesome bowl game.
I guarantee you neither one of you thought that we were going to win like that in that game.
With Granger shooting lights out and running the ball however much he did, and I mean, just playing like an elite quarterback. Nope, wouldn't have called that.
Scoring at will, all right, what was it? Was it 2 or 3 passing touchdowns and one run? I think it was 2 touchdowns in the air and 1 on the ground. I'm like, what the hell, dude?
I know.
What the hell?
Getting the ball to his receivers,
Yeah.
all kinds of what the hell.
The first half though, it was kind of like, all right, they're hanging with us, and then that third quarter we just blew the doors off, and that was all. That was it.
Yeah, Ball State is not a good football team.
No.
The only reason they were hanging with us was all of the very terrible calls by the refs. Just atrocious calls. I mean,
Targeting.
Were those
that block was sick, man. That was like the best football block I've ever seen by a wide receiver too. I mean, his mouth guard went 15 yards up the field. I mean, it just and he was okay. He got up. He was fine.
Yeah, we were yelling at the TV. I was yelling at the TV. I was like, that's not targeting. And the announcers were saying it's targeting. I'm like, you guys are blind. Come on.
No, it's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went back and going through like the Sunbelt message board, looking at the crap, and they posted that clip of the whole targeting thing. And they're like not only are the officials wrong, like the announcers are wrong, this is the weirdest call of all time. Yeah.
And then, and I guess you can only, they made 2 calls, the blindside block and the targeting. You can only revoke or whatever review the targeting.
Get there, Ryan. Get there faster.
You can only pick one.
I just don't have my words.
Yeah, no, it was a fun game to watch. We put up 50,000 points. Is that what it was?
50,000. That is about what it was. Yeah.
So I went on to watch so sitting here in my stupid, I almost used foul language. Sitting here in my stupid little quarantine thing, I watched that 11 a.m. Nevada Western Michigan game I guess it was yesterday's Monday, where Michigan put up like 50-something points, and I'm like, how much better would have a bowl game been if we had gone up against Western Michigan, which was one of the teams we were talked about playing, and like just have a shootout like that. I'm like, no, I'll take the win.
I don't need any of our games to be any kind of competitive. I would love for them all to just exist like that one.
Yeah. I mean, it was a balance. The weird part was like it was a balanced game, right? Offensively, I mean, obviously more rushing yards because that's our bread and butter. But Granger did pretty well. Ryan, he listens to this podcast, and he knew he had to have a high % completion game to keep it at 60% for the season. He made it. This game did it.
This game did it.
Wait, really? So for the season, he's over 60?
He's 59.6. I'm giving him 0.4.
So he's not. No,
we round up.
I rounded up.
We round up.
He needed an extra game to get there.
He did.
Well, so that was the thing. There's been a bunch of bowl games that have been canceled because of COVID stuff, and like I think Marshall was trying to get a second bowl game. And I'm like, why didn't we try to get a second bowl game? That would have been awesome. I wouldn't have gone.
It sounds like the discussions were happening, but Cobb was either not interested or knew that they weren't interested or something. So
yeah, I actually haven't read
scuttlebutt at the tailgate.
Oh, I haven't like read or listened to anything about. I've gone into like Batman cave hiding over the past few days, so I don't know anything that's going on. My PantherTalk feed is just full of like red dots of unread messages and crap. So I've got no idea what people are saying about us. I just know that I'm happy because we won. Best record ever.
I mean, yeah, 8 wins. I'll take it.
Should have been 9 or 10.
Julian, the party pooper, likes to bring up the last time we played Western Michigan.
He's not party pooper. We won, yo. Like I don't know why he's a party pooper. We won. He's happy.
He's bringing up a loss. He says
you brought it up.
Well, I added it on the thing, but he added it to the chat. Yeah, we that was like right after we beat Tennessee. We beat Kennesaw State. Was that who it was, or was it like East Tennessee or some crap like that? And then we go up and we get our asses handed to us to Western Michigan in 2019.
It happens.
And then we went and got it right. And then we went and lost to stupid Texas State.
Yeah.
Thanks, Julian, for bringing up bad memories that apparently only I'm talking about.
You brought it up, David. Stop blaming the fans.
Nothing's ever my fault.
Montgomery, though. I ended up not riding the bus just because, scare, and I had a negative test and was like, you know what? I'm not going to get on a small bus with a few people and do it. But I beat the bus there, had a couple of beers before they got there. And
nice.
It was, and a lot of people showed up. That whole bottom half was decently full, and we were loud.
Yeah, the attendance is pretty good. Tell me, what was the game like down there? What was it from the stadium perspective?
Like I said, we were loud. We were excited. It seemed like everyone was getting into it. I had a good time.
How was the other side? The
fans were pretty quiet throughout. A couple of the penalties they cheered on or whatever, but the band would not stop playing. Their band, I mean, I swear to God. I mean, when I was walking out, I walked past all their buses and all them, and I was like, God, you guys did not stop. Good work. I was like, you guys killed it.
That band's got balls.
Huh?
That band's got balls.
Oh boy. I'm sure they hear it all the time that ball's not a state.
That's got to be like all those kind of schools like that in like South Carolina with the cock stuff and everything is like every joke has been explored with that whole thing. You're not going to create anything new unless maybe we get South Carolina and Ball State in a bowl game together. That'd be the cock and balls. Yeah, I'm going to say that I was original there. I have no idea. So,
like in making up a matchup that may not ever happen.
Correct.
Yeah.
Have they ever played? I don't know. So the season's over.
The Cock and Balls Bowl.
I literally just said it. So the season's over. We finished 8-5. A very poor out of conference performance, but a stellar conference performance. You know what I don't like? What? I don't like that we're still listed as the third best team in the East.
Well, that's what our record would indicate. So.
No, it is not. We beat those other cocks from.
Oh, right. Yeah. Where does it say that?
Sunbelt.
Sunbelt rankings still list us by divisions as behind Coastal. And I can only assume it's because their overall win percentage is greater than Georgia State's. But we own the head-to-head. The conference record's the exact same. And I'm petty, and I want it fixed.
Well, I'm pretty sure.
Tweet at them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right that we are second.
ESPN listed in the matchup against Ball State that we were the second team in the East.
Yeah.
So ESPN gets it, but if you look at their actual standings, they still have us behind.
Weird. I was thinking third was right because I was thinking overall Sun Belt.
Third in conference. I'll take third in conference.
Hell yeah, man.
If you only lose to the teams that are 1 and 2 in conference, then by my math, that makes you third in conference.
Yeah. Honestly, regardless of what you think of the season, and I don't think very highly of the season, the play, it's good momentum in our record and recruiting and things like that. Like it's good momentum moving into the next season and moving up and moving on. So
it looked good. I mean, it looked good, to recruits and anyone that, it's Christmas Day. There's only so much family you can take. So I'm sure some people tuned in that probably weren't planning on it.
Yep.
And watched us dismantle a team. And that looks good,
Yeah, we talked about being the only team on Christmas Day. And if we would have eked out a win, if we would have a come from behind field goal win, that's something. But literally, like you said, Tim, dismantling a team, that is positive. That is
them and the refs.
Right. I've always said there's 2 games in any game. There's the opposing team and there's the refs. You got to beat both of them every week. So
there were
did it.
An abnormal amount of very terrible calls. There was like a catch for Ball State where it like rolled on the ground and then he picked it, he like scooped it up and they called it a catch. I'm like, what just happened? Like, and there were, there was just throughout that whole game, we started booing pretty loud. Maybe the third quarter, right when we started doing better, we started booing really, really bad.
Yeah, that I got nothing else.
All right, that's all right. That Ball State didn't seem to be able to move the ball at all, unless there was a ref giving them a first down for free.
It was a weird matchup. Like I've been watching these bowl games, or whatever, and a Georgia State Ball State matchup was just a weird matchup in general. And I'm glad we won the game. There could have been a lot better game.
Yeah,
we had a better thing, but
so
whatever.
Back to Granger, though, there was a couple of really good plays where I thought he made a really good decision running and made some good cuts and like gained some good yardage where I think Granger is kind of fast, but he's not a very good decision maker generally and makes some bad decisions while he's running that leads to less yards. He seemed to have fixed some of that, except for that one crazy play where he like flicked it at Payne, and Payne obviously wasn't like ready for it. And it was like, well, he could have held on to it and scored the touchdown, or it could have, or the tight end could have caught it and it could have been a touchdown. But instead, everything just fell apart.
Yeah.
Payne was definitely not ready on that one.
No,
total miscommunication.
Right. Always be ready.
Range was wide open.
Always he was ready to block. He was ready to block for him.
That needs to be our new thing instead of win today. It should be always be ready. I think win today's basketball, but whatever. You should also always be ready in football and basketball. So
Granger should have just ran it. He had a wide open path to the end zone. He should have just gone.
Yeah, he could have had 2 rushing touchdowns.
I know.
That's right.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Despite not being with my family, it was a good Christmas because of Georgia State.
Yeah.
Who would have thought you could ever say that? Like, I could not spend my Christmas with my family, but at least I've got Georgia State to rely on for a good time. That's not really a very common thing.
No.
Well, I didn't get to, my family didn't come with me. I just sort of drove down there by myself. So.
Yeah, but you do your Christmas the following day.
Yeah, we had Christmas on Sunday.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything at all. So Jillian's back at it again. Let's see if he can bring us down again. I'm excited to see the quarterback competition. Michele, Granger, and then Keelan Brown. That's I'm excited to see what happens. I think that bringing Keelan in definitely makes it a little more exciting about what we're going to see in the offseason.
Well, one thing there, we know Michele is not in the QB competition at all because the offense isn't built around him apparently. So
we don't know because we have a new offensive coordinator coming in and we have no idea what that OC's style is going to be.
Sounds like Elliott likes what they're doing right now, and it sounds like he wants the same offense. And if that's the case, then like Michele should enter the transfer portal. So and then Keelan Brown. I mean, if it's a competition between Granger and Brown, we're not in a good place.
Why do you say that?
Because Brown should just be the quarterback. I mean, Granger's not a good quarterback, y'all. Like he had a good game.
You just spent the first 14 minutes of this podcast talking about how great Granger was in the game. However, he should have run it in instead of passing the ball. And now you're like, nope, he's horrible. He sucks as a quarterback.
No, he had a good game like that. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Let's just move Granger to special teams. He's not even worth having on the team.
Well, one elite game out of 13. I mean, I just don't. I don't care. Well, it wasn't 13 because I guess Quad was in for the first 2 or 3. But
when McKelly transfers, Granger can take his spot holding for field goals.
That's harsh.
I'm kidding.
Maybe I hope he can do that.
I love it. I love that. But
hey, at least
harsh.
McKelly got in for a hot second, right?
He handed the ball off a couple times. Yeah.
I thought didn't he throw like a pass or two? Maybe I don't know.
I don't. Maybe.
Oh.
Don't ask me. I
thought he did something. I don't know. No, he attempted 2 passes and made them. Good job for him.
Yeah, we did get some bad news. I think it's bad news for the football program today. Fan favorite Sam Pickney, transfer portal.
Very sad.
I woke up. I got a text message this morning. I literally woke up to this news, getting a text message that Sam would be announcing that he was going to the portal today, and I'm like, that's not how you want to wake up. That sucks.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean, he was out for what seems like the first half of the season. I don't know how many games. It was a lot. And then when he came back, it feels like he didn't really do a whole lot either, which, could get the ball to him. But
it was like we weren't really good at throwing the ball. So when you're a wide receiver and you have a team that can't throw the ball, it's like being a very well recruited wide receiver and then going to an option team like Tech or Trash Down South and crap like that. And you're like, well, it's like I never understood how what's his face Megatron Calvin Johnson was like literally like the best receiver in all of college football, and then played for Tech.
And Demaryius Thomas, we found out recently,
right? And we found that out as well. Yes.
Who was also an amazing NFL wide receiver.
Yeah. So, where was I going with that?
Just Sam Pickney being not getting the ball.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate. I wish the best for him. We got a chance to meet the Pickney family at a tailgate, and awesome people, and it's a bummer. So Ben talk. I keep on I hate talking about everybody else that follows the program, but Ben talks about how he gets a chance to meet these players and these families all over the course of all these years, and this is the first time I got a chance to meet a player's family, and it's a bummer. It really is a bummer to see them leave the program, especially when they were such a great talent. And I think Ryan, you said in our group conversation, it was this is NFL talent. Maybe he's not drafted, but he's talent for an NFL team.
Yeah, he's got all the measurables, which is something they care about. I think maybe a little too much, but they that's what they care about. And he really has the film, I think, at Georgia State from last year. This year I think it's probably lacking, which is probably his problem. He's like, I need to get on the field. I need to. Get on the field, which is not a problem here, but I need to get the ball passed to me by somebody who's competent. And maybe that's something when he goes into the transfer portal that he weighs a little bit more, is like, who is your quarterback? Because I need the ball.
Yeah.
It is a shame. It is a shame we can't get him the ball more because he's an NFL talent.
He is.
So
no, I was gonna say it was tough on him this year. We're a run first offense. When you're a wide receiver, that's not what you want to hear. I knew he was super quiet in the bowl game too. Production wise, I don't know how often he was targeted, but not much. Plus, we have a pretty good wide receiver core that the ball spread around. It seems like they go to the hot person of the game. I mean, obviously in this game it was Aubrey Payne, right?
I don't know. With Granger, I feel like it's like first read is like who gets
if you're not wanted, you're done.
Exactly. It's like here we go, or I'm just gonna I'm gone. I'm done. I'm on the ground.
We're run first, I mean, even though it was even in this game ish, we're still run first offense, and and I agree.
Sam had 1 reception for 6 yards on Saturday.
Very light.
Yeah.
I
don't know how many targets. They don't have the targets on ESPN.
That's a bummer. Yeah. Like Ryan, like you said, you're not surprised, but frustrated as a fan, disappointed as someone who's like got to meet the family and stuff like that. But That's what happens. We should have, if we wanted to keep that kind of talent around, you've got to do something to keep them. So, oh well.
Yeah, and one of the things that I start wondering is if you played McKaylee earlier, and he's passing the ball more often, then do you get to keep that talent? And then also you keep, Tucker Gregg and the Jamiest Jamie there ever was a little bit more, less gassed,
If I'm not mistaken, I do believe that Sam's dad told us that Sam Jr. believed that McKelly was the better quarterback on the team.
Yeah. So, with those two running backs, and you don't really need the quarterback to also be quick on his feet at that point, right? I mean, you just hand the ball to somebody and let him go.
Right.
One thing about the bowl game, and I just sort of talked about this rather drunkenly, there were a couple of times Tucker Gregg ran to the outside, and I don't think I remember that happening very much in the regular season. He's usually like right up the gut. He's going to come at you and get through you. But they had him running to the outside like 4 or 5 times, it feels like, and it was weird. I was like, what's happening? He's like lumbering to the side. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like they heard us talking about how this was going to be a big rushing game and how it would be the shortest game ever because everybody would be running up the middle. And they're like, nope, got to prove State of Atlanta wrong. We're gonna slow down this game as much as we can.
It probably is our fault. That's true.
We're gonna force pass. Even some of the catches that Payne made, some of those throws were pretty high. I mean, he had good hands to pull those things down. I mean, the receivers made Granger look good too. They made good catches on not really accurately thrown balls at times. So,
right,
I got to give it to them.
Some good news I heard. Aubrey Payne, he had the game of his life, over 100 yards, 8 receptions, and he's also just like our age, I think. But
he's not my age.
My age. No, I mean he's getting up there, I think. But they're asking the NCAA. I read an article on AJC today for an exception for him to play one more year. I'm pretty sure he's already played like 6 years.
Yes, please. Let's bring him back.
Sure. Why not?
Maybe he can be our quarterback, or maybe he can be our punter or something like that.
Yeah. That same article had a quote from Coach Elliott, and it was basically saying that the entire team changed when they plugged Granger in, including the defense, and that was the missing piece they needed, is what he was saying. And I'm like, I just don't get it.
So as a head football coach of a Division I football program, why did you not see that during all of the entire offseason?
Right. Also, I don't know. I do not believe you that that's what happened. Like, I think that you, Coach, speaked your way through that interview and wanted to give your quarterback some kudos, and you did, but it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I want to give Coach Elliott the benefit of the doubt, but like that, yeah, that's like some coach speak nonsense.
Quad was struggling. We put the next person in.
And the thing that they ended up talking about a little bit there was ball security, which is what all the Ben and all them talk about too. Is Quad gave the ball over too many times, and as bad as Granger was, he didn't.
And so did Dustin, and so Dustin Coates. The same problem we had with Dustin Coates was he was turning the ball over, which is so crazy because if you go back and listen to what we talked about going into the season, we're like Quad Brown, Dustin Coates going into this season, like we're set for the best ever conference performance of Georgia State's history, and the sad part is we had the best performance in conference history, and neither of those two guys were playing in those games.
That's right. That's right. It's weird.
I can't echo it enough. We only had 2 conference losses, and those 2 conference losses are the 2 teams that played in the conference championship, and one of those we almost beat.
Right.
Yeah.
There was an article that I think, Tim, you forwarded to us, Southern Pigskin or somebody, and they're talking about how Georgia State's on the rise and how great of a program this is and how close they are to taking that next level. And really, that out of conference schedule sucks. But if you look at how we did conference wise, they're absolutely right.
2025, baby.
there's no reason why we should not be competing for conference championship every single season.
That's right.
That is the goal, right? Not a bowl game, conference championship.
The bowl game thing that's over and done with. We got that. Well, we've been in 5 bowls in the past 6 or 7 years. 5 bowls past. I'm staying.
Yeah.
So I'm staying here. I'm at the Battery. I'm staying with my friend. She's a huge Georgia Tech fan. We had a conversation about the last time that Georgia Tech was in a bowl. She couldn't remember. She is a Georgia Tech fan and could not remember the last time that Georgia Tech was in a bowl. And I'm like, I know when we were in a bowl, when you and I watched it 3 days ago. Also, 3rd bowl in a row. So,
Yeah. Not only do we go, we win.
Yeah.
Well, we won 3 out of the 5.
That count it.
Yeah.
It sounds like a winning bowl record to me.
Yeah. Keys to winning bowl games: play Western Kentucky, because that's good for 2. And who wasn't it? Western Kentucky that smoked the doors off of App State?
Yeah.
Yeah, App State is the reason why the Sun Belt doesn't have a perfect record.
So, and to be fair though, Western Kentucky, their quarterback broke an NCAA record for touchdowns in a season.
Oh, yeah, because he was playing App State and they suck.
No, come on, it's 13 games. What are you talking about? He beat Burrow's record from LSU.
You always have to, and what has Burrow done after that? You have to always.
What do you mean he plays in the NFL?
What? I don't even know what team he's with right now. Is he still on the NFL team?
NFL roster? I don't care if he's not on.
Is he starting? I don't care. He's nobody. He played for
Bengals,
LSU.
Browns. I don't know. He's one of the 2.
He played for the worst state in the entire country. I almost did it. No, but no. So App State loses to Western Kentucky, who is an easy bowl win for Georgia State. So they ruined this. So I'm supposed to be a big Sun Belt supporter because Georgia State's in this conference, and I have App State, the
That's
premier
not what
team.
Anybody here has said ever.
The premier team of the conference can't even beat a team that we have a 2-0 record against.
Oh my Lord!
I've been drinking the bourbon for a long time today.
I didn't say you have to support them. I said you want them to win. It's different. You don't have to say go App State, and you can be like, you losers. I mean, you can make fun of them even, but we would prefer if they win.
Because I actually would hope that the Louisiana schools would lose all their bowl games. So I guess I can't really hate on App State for losing theirs.
Did Louisiana play and win?
Yeah, I thought they struggled to win though, right?
Lafayette.
Yeah, they play. Who they play? I watched it. I did watch it.
Marshall,
I think. Oh yeah, they played Marshall. They played the new conference mate, and they beat the new conference mate. So cool. So if Louisiana, if Lafayette can barely beat Marshall, then we should be able to beat them handedly.
I agree. Let's do it.
And it sounds like that's what's going to happen. The more and more internet chatter is that we're getting all 4 teams in as full members next season.
Yeah, and next year we're going to run SBC in football too.
Yeah, because we're not going to play Lafayette.
Fine, whatever, man.
We play what? We play one West team. Is that how this math works out? Yeah, you have.
I don't know, man.
You play 2.
Talk about scheduling until the schedule comes out.
They'll figure it out the day before it has to get released.
They're going to introduce a new pod system.
I don't know.
I'm funny.
No, you're not.
Tim laughed. Tim gets it.
Tim laughs about how funny you're not. This is not funny. This is not funny.
David, get better soon.
I know. I feel like I'm better, and then I talk
like stupid shit like that.
I say stupid shit like that. Yeah. So
got that brain fog going on.
Yeah, so it looks like we will have all the teams in the conference next year, so the scheduling will be interesting, and I can't wait to break that down with you, Ryan. I look very forward to that.
The schedule?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It's fun.
We're gonna see what we got, what we missed out on because they joined. Who on the West we're gonna have as a travel partner, maybe.
Yeah, so I guess we get one West home, one West away. Is that how that math works out? I think so.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I don't think we do the same thing as the SEC where they did like a pairing with the West because they only did that to preserve traditional rivalries, and frankly, there aren't very many of those in the SEC. So, but like there really is like a 1-to-1 ratio in the SEC. I mean, like Missouri had to figure it out. Everyone else had a rival that made sense for East-West.
Yeah, but now, well, the SEC. Not that I give a crap about this, but now the SEC has their whole thing, and they've moved Bama and Auburn over to the East, and that changes all cross divisional rivals.
That's true.
So, but
they'll find someone. They'll figure it out. They'll make so much money they won't even know what to do with it.
Oh yeah, so this is the last show we'll have before the college football playoffs, and obviously that doesn't involve us at all. But what do y'all's takes on college football championship here this year?
I hope Bama goes out in the first round, and I hope Georgia beats Cincy in the national championship.
That's your take as well?
Pretty much. Yeah. I think Cincinnati won't bring it. They're going to get smacked.
Well, so that's not your take. So you think that Bama beat
I think Bama's going to beat Cincinnati, and then hopefully Georgia beats Alabama finally.
I think that's what's going to happen. What I want to happen is not to play Bama ever again.
No,
Bama to go away.
I firmly believe Georgia beats Michigan, Cincy beats Bama, and Georgia beats Cincy.
Wouldn't it be cool though if Cincinnati could just win the whole thing?
I think here's one reason why I think that'd be cool. Besides all the G5 like finally getting the representation, whatever stuff, is because Cincinnati could call themselves the Cincinnati champions. The Natty Championship. I like that little play on the words there.
I think Cincinnati doesn't have to win a game. They made it. That's enough already. But I do think that they need to have a good showing. Whether they win or not, they have to like play a good game. It has to be for them to get the respect that they really, really deserve. I think a loss, people aren't going to give them a loss necessarily, but I think a lot of them in their heads at least will be like, you know what, they put it to them.
I will give you $1 American if Cincy loses to Alabama.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll give you $1 American if Cincy wins.
Well, there you go. We got it. We have an official bet that's probably illegal. So that's awesome.
I'll give each of you $1 if Cincinnati wins.
Oh,
and I'll sign up for Patreon.
Oh,
1 month.
Big.
Whoa, this is a game changer now. Now I'm really rooting for this.
Big balls right there. Not Ball State balls either.
Yeah, I used the Patreon money this Christmas to buy Ryan and Tim new mics, which I'm not using because I'm in
somewhere
quarantine. So I'm not using my mic. So, but yeah.
Well, so the last 2 weeks, my mic, I've plugged it in and it's given me some error saying I don't recognize the USB device, and so I'm on my streaming mic right now. I think it sounds decent, but
it does sound pretty good.
I'm on the AirPods. We can sound better. All right. We've talked a little bit of nonsense, but this seems like a good rapport going into last call to talk about nonsense kind of stuff. So we're at 34. I think this is a good time to move on. What do you guys say?
That's fine. Whatever, man.
Do it.
All right, cool. Well, thank you, Ray, for listening. Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
Awesome Georgia State Bowl win. We're going to move in. That's one thing I wanted to talk about. Maybe we'll do this in last call. But we have the conference schedule of basketball starting up here on Thursday. We have the Arkansas schools. It's a way.
That just happened. I don't think I can make it a last call anymore.
Oh, you can't because we're talking about
schedule
basketball.
Talk.
Schedules.
It's not a schedule. It's basketball. We actually have legit games on the schedule to talk about. Arkansas State, Little Rock of.
I thought you were talking about a schedule was released.
No.
I thought that's what you were saying. You said the word schedule. It made me scared.
Ask for a delay in our schedule.
Yeah. We'll talk. We'll talk basketball on last call. So
All right.
hey, there's a little teaser. Guys, sign up for our Patreon. Join Tim in joining our Patreon, and so you can hear us talk about the basketball team this season. Patreon.com/StateOfAtlanta. I'm kidding. Thanks for everybody for listening. We're gonna go do that. It is only $3 a month. If you want to join, you get paid. You get the last call early. We have a private group chat where we talk to all of our Patreon fans regularly every day about
all the time. Yeah.
Different Georgia State stuff, just random crap, and it's a
drop
lot of fun
in there and chit chat back and forth about it, and talk about some of the news that maybe we shouldn't be talking about, and
exactly.
stuff that's not necessarily released yet, and stuff that we won't necessarily talk about in public.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun,
David.
and then you get discounts on our merch.
Do we have merch? Do we have merch? Because it's a new year. People need new merch, right?
Yeah, you got any ideas, man?
State of Atlanta merch, man.
No, I got nothing new.
We got plenty of stuff to choose from, right?
I'm wearing like school shit. Actually, well, you know what? This was my idea. This shirt idea was mine. I talked about on this podcast, and Georgia State made it. So we know they're listening, and that's why we started our own store, is because they use my ideas. They use our ideas. Oh, there we go. All right, Max, I like it. Blue lever. Maybe that's a hashtag thing we can do. Blue lever.
Blue lever.
Yeah. Happy New Year to you as well.
Happy New Year, Richard.
All right. I got to pee, so we're going to go to last call. Thank you guys, everybody, for listening. Find us over at patreon.com/StateOfAtlanta for our last call. And we'll talk to you in the new year after we beat the stupid Arkansas schools. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Happy New Year. Peace.